Hey friends, Rachel Alford here from Cozy Nooks Designs, and I've got a new pattern for you guys today. It's called the Summer and Independence Welcome Pillow. This is part of my Welcome Pillow series. I have 4 of them now. They're all free patterns, and you can get them on my blog at www.cozynooksdesigns.com. And I plan on doing at least one more in this series. So make sure that you stay up to date. You can subscribe to my newsletter if you want to make sure you don't miss the next one. But so we are going to go over how to make the watermelon side or the summer side. We'll go step by step over how to do tapestry and intarsia crochet. We'll go over how to look at a chart and read a chart so you can do it faster, and I'll give you different tips and tricks on how I do tapestry crochet so that you cannot see the show through of the yarns that you're carrying. So if you're interested, stay tuned. All right, let's go. Let's do it. These are the supplies you'll need to make the summer welcome pillow. So you'll need 5 different colors of worsted weight yarn, scissors, a G 4.0 millimeter crochet hook, and then a tapestry needle. Also, the most important part, in my opinion, is the chart. You can get this. I'll have a link to be able to go to the blog post at cozynooksdesigns.com. where you can download this chart here. Doing a chart with tapestry and intarsia crochet is my opinion is the easiest way to do it. It's just very easy to be able to see, okay, I need to do this many more stitches and switch to black and so forth. So let's get started. So in the pattern, you can see down here at the bottom, it says 68. And in the pattern, it says we need to begin by chaining 69. And then our first row here, you can see 1, 1. Our first row will be worked from right to left, back this way. And then row 2, you can see down here in the corner, will be worked from left to right. So the odd numbers, the odd rows, are worked this way, and the even numbers are worked this way. So we're going to go ahead and chain 69, and then we'll turn and do a single crochet into each stitch there, because each of these blocks equals 1 single crochet. So we're going to do that for 14 rows, and because you can see on row 15 is where our color work begins. So let's do that together and chain 69. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 68, 9. So you can see here I've got my long chain of 69 chains. And then to do the second chain, row 1 says in the second chain from your hook you need to single crochet. So not this chain, but this chain right here is where I'm going to place my first single crochet right here. So I'm just going to do single crochets all the way down for this row. And I will show you what it looks like at the end of row 1. Here I am at the end of row 1. I just have 3 more stitches here. So let's do those together. 2 and 3. So that is 68 stitches of single crochet that I've done, and that is row 1. So after row 1, I'm going to chain 1 and turn my work, and then I'm going to work row 2 on the back here. So I'm going to continue on doing that for 14 rows. I'll meet back up with you on row 15, and then we can work on the color work together. Okay, so I did my 14 rows with the main color, and so now I'm on row 15. And so you can see for row 15, I'm going to do 3 single crochets with my main color, and then I'm going to change to the black and do 6 in black, change to the main color, 2, etc. I am going to carry the main color completely through the row, and then for the black, I have a bobbin of black for this side, and then my skein of black for this side, and then I just have my green right here. So again, I'm going to carry my main color completely through the row, and I have a few tips to try to hide the colors, to hide the main color when you're working through a picture like this, and I will link that video, that detailed video here, but we will also discuss that when we do these rows. So let's do row 15 and 16 together. My bobbin of black here is about this big, and then I just have my skein of black that I'll use for the W, E, L, and the C. So we need to use our main color, and we're going to single crochet 3. 1, 2, and then midway I need to stop 3 like this, and then I'm going to switch to the black. So I need to pull my main color forward and then pick up my black, loop it onto my hook, and then complete the single crochet. And you won't be able to see the black or the new color in the 3rd single crochet that we did. It will just make it ready to then use for that 4th single crochet that we need to do. Okay, so we need to do 6 single crochets in black. So on the back side of the work, I'm holding the main color. You can see right there. I'm holding it and I'm rolling it slightly to the back, because some people, they sandwich their stitches and they hold it right on top. And I find that it pokes through easier if you hold it on top. It doesn't matter for this row because the main color is on, is the stitches below, but it will in future rows. So again, I just hold it and slightly roll it to the back. And then you just crochet over it like normal. So 6 single crochets in this black, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Oops, I split my yarn for 2 stitches. Let me go back. So that's 4, 5, and 6. And for the 6th stitch, again, I'm going to pause mid single crochet, and then I'm going to bring the black forward, pick up the main color, and then yarn under to complete the single crochet. And if you're wondering why I yarn over, I have a video explaining why, and I will link that here. Okay, so let's look at the chart. We've done these 6 black stitches, so we have 1 main color and then 2 black stitches. So I'm going to carry the black for this side. I'm going to carry the black and then drop it after for this right here. Okay, so 1 single crochet with the main color, and I'm going to stop when I have 2 loops on my hook, bring the main color forward and complete the stitch with the black, and then move the main color to the back, and then 2 single crochets in black, switch back to the main color, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in my main color. And again, I'm just carrying the black across, sandwiched in between the stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then bring the main color forward, pick up the black, and finish with 2. All right, so that is all the black for this section of the welcome pillow. Let me show you. We'll compare it to the chart. So you can see we have our E and then our 2 sides of the M here. So that's all we need for black on this side. So I'm just going to take the bobbin of black and untangle it and move it off to the side there. And then I'm going to work 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 stitches with the main color and then pick up the green. So I've already done 1 with the main color. So 2, 3, 4. So I've already done 1 with the main color. So I need to do 4 more. 2, 3, 4, and here's my 5th one. I'm going to bring the main color forward, grab my green, and loop it onto my hook, and then finish the stitch. And then give the main color a little tug, and then I'm ready to work with my green. So green, we do 6. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Also, when you're doing tapestry and intarsia crochet, you need to pay attention to what the next row is. So for the next row, the green is just going to be right above it. So I am not going to carry my green along any further. If green was needed 4 stitches down, then I would carry it down to be able to get ready to pick up for the next row. But for these color changes throughout this pattern, there are no big jagged edges, so we aren't going to need to have to carry the yarn across for any of the stitches to get it ready, because even for this red right here, it's only 2 stitches away from this below it, this row below it, and you'll be able to float it behind without it being seen. If it's 1 or 2 stitches within each other, I don't carry the yarn. If it's 3, then I would recommend carrying the yarn. Okay, so green is completed for that row. So we're back to our main color, and we need to do 3. 1, 2, and 3. Stop mid-row, bring the main color forward, and now we're ready to grab our new black that's connected to our skein. And I'm just going to loop that onto my hook and complete the single crochet. Okay, so now carrying the main color behind, I'm going to do 4 single crochets in black. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then bring the black forward, pick up the main color, yarn up under, and then 2 with the main color. 1, 2, and then it is 5 black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring the black forward, pick up the main color. There's only 1 main color in between these letters. So mid-stitch I stop, go back to the black, and then do the black for 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Switch back to the main color and do 2, 1, 2, back to the black. And for this, we only need to do 1 black for this part of the W. So stop mid-stitch, go back to the main color, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the main color. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Back to the black. And after this last stitch with the black, so there's only 1, I'm going to drop the black and I'm not going to carry it anymore because we don't need it for this part, the end of the row. So then I have 4 single crochets with my main color, and let's check against the chart. So you can see we did it correctly. We have our W, E, L, C, and our watermelon. So the first row of color work, I always need to like pause the TV or really pay attention and focus, because once you have your letters established, then you can easily remember and realize, oh, okay, here's my E, this is where I am in the pattern. But if you do want to watch TV, you can. You just have to make sure that you end with the correct number of stitches at the end of the row. So I finished row 15, so I like to give myself a check mark at the end of the row and then do an arrow pointing that row 16 is going to go this way across. And I will even also mid-row remind myself, okay, I am going this way, and draw an arrow like that. You can see there. That way I can keep track of it, which way I'm going. Okay, so back to our single crochets, chain 1 and turn. And now we're working on the back side of the work. And we're going to just single crochet for these first 4 stitches. 3, 4, and then we're going to pick up our black and single crochet. Now when you're carrying the main color on the wrong side of the work, instead of carrying it and rolling it to this side like we did for the front, I will hold it slightly to the front like this. That way it won't peek through. Does that make sense? This only works for a pillow or something that you can't see the back side, but it works well. And I'll show you another trick that helps hide the colors. So there is our 1 single crochet with the black, and now we're back to the main color. So we have 7 single crochets in the main color working on the wrong side. And so I'm going to single crochet around the first single crochet with the black, and then I'm dropping the black and single crocheting, picking the black back up and single crocheting. And if you're wondering why I do this, I have a full detailed video explaining why this hides the color so well, and you can view that here if you want to. But let me show you just how well it hides it. See, you can hardly see the black. Actually, you can't see the black at all. And the reason why is because usually the black peeks through here, but with you floating the stitches, it goes below where it usually peeks through. So it works really well. So we're back to just 1 single crochet, and then we have 2. So I'm going to let this float for the first one, and then single crochet around the black for the second one. It doesn't really matter which order you do it, whether you let it float or single crochet and then float single crochet. Either one is fine. So now we have another long stretch of black, and so I am going to float and single crochet around the main color. So I'm going to float it first and then single crochet sandwich it, float it, and then single crochet sandwich, float it, single crochet sandwich. Changing back to the main color, and I just need to do one single crochet with the main color, and then 5 single crochets with the black, 3, 4, and 5. 1 single crochet with the main color, switch back to the black, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 with the black. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. There we go. So I'm dropping the black and I'm not going to pick it back up until the next row because we've reached our watermelon section. So let's look at the pattern. So I am right here. I need to do 2 main colors and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 greens. So 2, 1, 2, and then pick up the green, and remember, continue bringing the main color all the way across. Actually, I'm gonna single crochet around that one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. Switch back to the main color and drop the green, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of the main color, and then we pick up the black. 4. Now we're ready to pick up the black on this side with this bobbin. So 1, 2, put the black forward, and then change back to the main color. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the main color. 1, 2, 3. 4, 5, 6, and 7. Back to black. 2 of black. 1 and 2. Main color, just 1. And then finish this E out here for this row. All right, switching back to the main color. We're going to do our 3 ending main colors. 1, 2, 3. All right, let's turn our work. So now we are ready to do, let me give myself that check mark. Row 17, right here. And you can see for row 17, for this black, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 blacks that we are not going to work, and then we pick it back up. So let's do that together. So I have my 3 regular main colors, and now I've reached my black strand, but we don't need to use the black until right here. So I am just going to pick up the black and roll it to the back and single crochet around it. 2, 3, 4. Now that gets it ready, that it's there for me to then switch to the black. Does that make sense? Okay, so I am going to work row 17 by myself, and then we are going to do row 18 together because we're going to be adding this white. I have completed row 17, and so I'm ready to do row 18, which is where we're going to add the white for the watermelon. So I'm going to turn my work. All right, so chain 1, and then I'm going to do 3 main color, switch to black, 3 black, 1, 2, 3, and then we do 5 main color. And remember, I'm floating and single crocheting around the color that's not in use, so I can pick it back up when I need to. So like right here, I need to pick back up the black and then do 3 black, switch back to the main color. We're now on to the E, so we're right here now, and we're going this way. So we're going to do first 1 main color and then 2 black. And I forgot to mention this in the beginning, but when you choose your colors for tapestry or intarsia crochet, you need to make sure that they are high contrast colors. So that's why I chose this tan color. I needed something, I usually do white for the base of my pillow or like a cream, but I couldn't because I needed the white for the core of the watermelon. And so obviously I needed to choose something else, and I needed something that would contrast well enough. I thought about doing a gray, but the gray did not show up well enough against the black. So it was either light gray, which would show up well against the black, or it was too light and wouldn't work well with the white portion of the watermelon. So that's the one tricky thing I think of intarsia crochet. Whoops, I need to switch to black right here. So that's one thing to be mindful of, and it just kind of takes practice learning and visualizing that. Okay, so I am on the C of the welcome. So I need to do 3 blacks, 2 main color, and then 2 black. So 1, 2, 3, switch to the main color, and then 2, oh actually I like to try and float. If there's 2 stitches, I like to float and then single crochet so that it has the strand there for me to grab when I need to switch it, like that. And then 2 of black, like that. So that is the end of the C. So I need to switch back to the main color, drop this black because I'm gonna not use it on the other side of the watermelon. And then I have 1 main color, and then I'm switching to green. And then I have 1 green that I need to do. And then I'm switching to white. So I need to add the white. And I usually try to plan it so that the white, or when you're adding color, it's on the right side row, but it just didn't work out for this design. But I do try to do that for most of my designs because it's a little bit more tricky to add a color on the back side. It's not hard, but it just is one more thing to juggle. So this might be the trickiest part of the design because I am going to be carrying 2 colors to pick back up on this side of the watermelon. So I'm going to be carrying the green and the main color through here. Okay, so I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 white. So how do I want to float this first. That's how I'm going to do it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Bring the white, and now we're going to get the green here. Do the green. The white's going to stay there to be picked back up on the next row, and I'm going to continue carrying the main color. So I have 2 stitches of green. Actually, I'm going to float first. There we go. 1, 2, drop the green, pick up the main color. So let's look at how this looks together. Looks good. You can't see the main color or the green through, and that's because we floated it back behind. Okay, so we are right here. We have 3 main color, 2 black, 3 main color, and then we're going to have a black stitch in the middle of the M now. So let's do that together. My main color yarn is getting kind of tangled. People have different ways to organize their yarn for tapestry crochet, and I've tried a lot of different ways, and honestly what I do is I just let it get as tangled as it can until I can't possibly crochet anymore, and then I take time to detangle it. Probably not the best way and probably not the most efficient way, but in all honesty, that's what I do. So don't ask me for my tips on keeping your yarn detangled and organized with tapestry and intarsia crochet. Okay, so now we've got our 1 black stitch in the M right there. Switch back to the main color, and then we've got 3 main color stitches, 2, 3, back to the black, 2 on this side of the M. Now we're to the E, which is just 2 stitches of black. I think tapestry and intarsia crochet is so addicting because I love being able to see the words take place and take shape. that is often what I'm saying to myself late at night, where I'm like, well, I'll just go a little bit more until I get to the top of the E, or until I spell this word. So that's what I find myself saying. All right, let me chain one and we'll turn and look at it. So this is what it looks like right now after row 18. So I am gonna do, let me give myself a little check here showing I did it. I am going to do row 19 by myself, and then let's do row 20 together when we need to work on the seed portion. I have row 19 completed. You can see I added the red for the watermelon. And now I'm ready to turn my work and do row 20 together. And so for row 20, we have the seeds that we'll be adding. And if you're like me and you only started with one skein of black, you may be wondering, well, how am I gonna add these little black throughout? And I am just going to take the other end of the skein to add those little seeds and then cut. I'm not going to carry them through or anything like that, just because it's just going to be such a small section for each seed there. Okay, so we are going to begin. So this is row 20, and I'm reading the chart from left to right. And we have our first seed right here. So working on the wrong side, I have 3 main colors that I do, 3 main color stitches, and then I switch to my black, and I have 4 black that I need to do. 1, 2, 3, and 4, and then switch to the main color to do 3. 1, 2, 3, back to the black, and we're going to do 4. Also on this row, I'm going to talk about on row 19 how I use the white on one side of the watermelon, and now I'm not going to be using it on that same side. I need to get my white onto the other side. So I'm just going to snip my white, and it will be one more tail that I'll have to manage, but since I'm making this into a pillow, now don't tell my grandma or my mother this, but since it's on the inside of a pillow, you don't actually even have to weave them in. It doesn't make a huge difference, other than the fact that if you think you will feel it because your knots are big enough on the inside. I do usually weave in my tails on the inside even when it's a pillow, just because it's ingrained in me. I feel like my mom would click her tongue at me. So it's just second nature for me to do that. But you actually don't have to, since no one will be seeing the work there. Okay, so I am right here. I've got 3 main color, then 2, 3, 2. So it is one more tail of white that you'll have to weave in, but that won't kill us. So we're down to, 2 for the black, and then 3 main color, and then 2. 1, 2, 3, and then back to the black. 1, 2, and main color. So this is the similar thing We just finished this of the C. So when we come back on this side, we're going to need to either carry our black yarn to be able to pick it up right here, or cut it and then pick it back up right here. So usually on the right side of a piece, it doesn't show through when you carry the yarn. So I'm probably just going to carry my black across and then pick it up right here. But it's just a matter of preference. So you can see right here, I need to switch to my red. Oh, let me do this last stitch of main color here. Okay. So I need to switch to my red strand because I've got it right here, but I am not using my white until all the way over here. So I am going to cut this strand of white. I'm going to give myself 5-6 inches or whatever. And then I will pick this white strand back up after I do this section of red, the black seed, this section of red, and then I'll pick back up the white right there. So I have my tail ready to grab. Lots of strands floating around, so don't lose that white tail. Okay, so now I'm going to switch to my red. And we have 1, 2, 3, 4 red, and then we have our seed. 2, 3, 4. We have our seed we need to do. So I'm just grabbing the back side of my black skein, grabbing it and then hooking it onto my hook to add the black. And I am going to be crocheting over the main color and the red. So I'm doing both that I'm crocheting over right now. And then I have red that I need to pick up, and I need to do 2 stitches of red. Just give everything a tug right here. Get the black out of the way. And then we have 2 red. Then we have white. So grabbing my white that's not attached to anything, I'm going to add that new color. And then we only have 1 stitch of white. So I'm dropping the red. I don't need the red anymore, just crocheting over the main color. There's my white. And then I need to switch to green to do 2 green. And I'm going to carry my main color along still, but I've dropped everything else, and then I'm to my main color again. Phew, that part was a little tricky. It looks kind of crazy with all these tails, but I promise once we get it all woven in, it will look great. You won't even be able to tell. So look at this side. There's our little seed stitch right here. And it's looking good. So let's continue on with this row. Oh, while I'm thinking of it, actually, I am going to cut this seed tail that's connected to my main color. I'm going to cut it off so that it's just one less strand to get tangled. And I'm going to put that up here ready to be grabbed when I need to do it on the next 2 rows from now. So we're right here in the chart, and so I'm going to continue 2 main color, 2 black, 2 main color, 3 black, continue on down. And I'm not crocheting it over anything right now. because I don't need to carry my green any further. Picking up the black to do 2 main color of the black. 1, 2. And then I have 2 main colors that I need to do. 1, 2, 3 black. 1, 2, 3. 2 main color. 1, 2, and then 2 black. 1, 2, 1 main color, and then 2 black. 1, 2. And then the rest of this row is just main color. So just single crochet down. Remember, you always want to check yourself to make sure that you have the correct number of stitches. So I should have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 main color there at the end. So let's check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7. So we've got it right there. Okay, so that is row 20. I'm going to continue on in the pattern, and we will just continue on. I'll meet back up at row 33, and we can do row 33 and 34. Sorry, row 33 and row 34 together. I just finished row 32 and I'm ready to begin row 33. And something to note is on row 32 I carried the black along, so it is right here ready for me to pick up. So I carried it behind for a few stitches so that I would have it to grab for the top of the E right here. So let's go ahead and do these last 2 rows together. So on the chart there is 3 main color stitches, and then I switch to my black and I do the top of the E here, carrying the main color behind. Switch back to the main color. I do 1 for the main color, switch back to the black, and then 2 for black. Main color. I'm going to do this across since I'm not making the M right here. Okay, 1 more main color. Switch back to the black. Okay, now we are to our cute little watermelon. I'm dropping the black. I'm not going to carry the black across here because I'm going to just use it for the last row of color work like I've been doing this whole time. Okay, there we go. Here's our green, 1 green, and I'm still carrying the main color back behind as I'm doing this watermelon section. And then I've got 1 white, switch back to the red and making sure that I am carrying my main color. There we go. So I changed to the red, and then I'm going to be crocheting over the red, or the main color, and just the main color. Actually, I was thinking I needed the white. Just the main color I'm crocheting over. So there is my one, and now I am ready to add my black for the seed. And here I'm going to be crocheting over the main color and the red, because I need the red on the other side of this seed. There we go. And then just crocheting over the main color for 2 red stitches back to the main color. And for ease, I like to, since the seeds are just 1 stitch, I like to cut that immediately. So just less yarn tails, less confusion. So I'm on the other side of the watermelon now, and I'm crocheting until I hit my C here. So this is the row I'm on. So I'm going to do this portion with the black. So I'm going to switch to the black here. And then crochet across the top. Switch back to the main color. And carrying the black with me so that I can then have it ready for the top of this L. There we go. And now we are ready to do the top of the E. So I only do 1 main color, switch back to the black, and then here I'm going to start my black stitches. And when I do tapestry and intarsia crochet, I don't even look at the written instructions for the color work portion. I only look at the chart. It's just so much quicker and easier in my opinion. And so that's what I always recommend, to just look at the chart. Usually I don't print my patterns in color so that I can save ink, but I just print them out and then old school style, check them off with a pencil, and that helps me go so much faster and get the patterns done more accurately as well. All right, nearly done with row 33. And then we will start row 34, which is the last row for the color work. And this row ends with 3 main color. 1, 2, and 3. Chain 1 and turn. And then I always got to make sure I give myself that check, that satisfying check, and write my arrow so I can remember which way I'm going. That just helps me keep things in order. Okay, so I've got my chain 1 that I already did, so I'm ready to rock and roll. 3 single crochets, switch back to the black. The last row of the color work is always so satisfying. And then being able to cut all the colors off, that's always really fun for me as well. All right. So I'm carrying the black along by floating and single crocheting around it every other stitch. Back to the black. And there is the W completed. Now we just have one main color in between the letters. Back to the E. All right. There's the E, one main color in between the letters, onto the L, there's the L, and then main color, switch to the black, and then we are nearly ready to cut this strand of black. So we do four stitches of black. 1, 2, 3, 4. Switch back to the main color. I'm going to do 1 stitch in the main color, and then I'm going to cut this black so it is out of my way, and so satisfying to do that. Get that ball of yarn out of here. All right, picking back up, I'm going to do my main color until I hit the red, and then I need to pick up the red. There's no more seeds, so this is just red all the way across. You can see I have quite a few tails because of all the seeds, so I'm gonna have to weave those in probably. I think my idea of just leaving the ends, because no one will see them on this side since it's a pillow, I don't think it will work because there are so many and so it will raise the pillow up and you'll be able to tell. So I'm going to weave all of my ends in. Turn on a new show that I just started and weave in my ends. Okay, back to the green. There we go. All right, now I'm gonna cut all of these because it's so satisfying. There's the green, white, and red. And then get those out of here. All right, we just got main color and black. These are the two that we're left with. Let's finish this side out. So 1 main color, switch to the black. We'll do 2 black, 1 and 2, back to the main color, carrying the black along. All right, back to the black. 1 and 2. That is the end of the M. Now just the E left. And then we will have our color work complete. All right. Okay, switch back to the main color. 1, 2, 3, and then a chain 1. Let me cut this and we'll turn and we'll look at it. Gorgeous, huh? Oh, I love it. It's so cute. So cute. And just because, you know, I've got to do it. It's so satisfying. Check. So now we just continue on in the pattern, doing the top portion of the pillow in just the main color. So you don't have to use the chart anymore and you can just work up on the top, and then I'll show you the finished product. So you've seen the summer side already. Here is the other side, the independence side. So let me show you how to seam this together to make it a pillow. So you do right sides together, and I never cut my yarn after making this. I left it on. We're going to seam this side, the bottom, the right side, and then we're going to do the top once we put the pillow insert in. So first, I am going to get these 2 sides attached by doing a single crochet. And then I have these clips that will help me hold it in place and line up my edges nicely. So I'm just going to clip these together, both thicknesses, and then I'm just going to single crochet around 3 of the edges, so the 2 sides and the bottom, and then I will put the pillow insert in, and then I will whip stitch the top closed. So I'm just going to single crochet all the way down this first edge here through both thicknesses. I have reached my first corner here, so I did my single crochet, my normal single crochet, and now I'm going to go into the last stitch, chain 1, turn, and then going back into the stitch I previously worked on this edge, and that will help make more of a pointy corner, which is what we want for our pillows here. So now that I'm on this new edge, I'm going to pin it again, starting with the opposite side, and then I do the middle, and then middle, the fourths. And just single crochet down this edge as well. I've reached the end of the row, so I just need to do my last single crochet, chain 1, turn to the top, and do a single crochet into that spot that I already worked, that stitch I already worked. And I usually like to do like 3 single crochets on the top just to get me started and get a crisp corner. And then you just get a really long tail, probably 2 feet or so. Cut yourself a long tail, and then you're going to flip the pillow right side and make sure you get these corners as straight as you can. You want them to be pointy. Do that on the 2 bottom ones, and then I go to the top and do it as well. There we go. Okay, so I have my pillow both sides and it's correct. So now I put in the insert. And you want this to be a tight fit. So it's going to be something that you have to work at to fit in. So you need to match up the corners, go along the bottom, match up the other corner, then the top corner too. There we go. Now I'm going to use my pins again, or my clasps, and I am going to pin this shut to make sure that I am sewing it evenly. So I've got one in the middle, and we'll do one on the sides. You can do more if you need to. It doesn't really make a difference. All right. Now I'm going to thread my tapestry needle, and I am just going to whip stitch this. So you go through one side and then back on the other side like that. So whip stitch this closed. I'm going to do that all the way down. Thanks for following along with this tutorial today, and I'm so excited to be able to release these new patterns for you guys today. If you want to see something on my channel or designs or tutorials for patterns that I've already released, just let me know in the comments. I'm always excited to be able to hear from you guys and to get ideas of what you want to see. So go ahead and drop me a comment and I will get back to you with it. Anyway, I hope you guys are having a great day. Thanks for joining me. Bye. Hey guys, thanks for tuning in today. I hope you liked it. I am Rachel from Cozy Nooks Designs, and make sure that you give it a thumbs up, comment if you have any questions, and subscribe to my channel for future free patterns and tips.